On July 8th, 2010, LeBron said he's gonna take his talents to South Beach. Whether you wanna do that or not, in this video, we're gonna share with you the pros, so many wonderful things about South Beach, the location, the energy, the vibe, and we're gonna also share with you some of the things that are terrible about South Beach. Our team, the All in Miami group, and I have sold some of the most expensive homes to some of the most famous people you've read about on the news over the last 20 years. We're gonna break it down into 5 different parts. The first part, the lifestyle. Number 2, it's gonna be the pros and cons of living in South Beach. Number 3, we're gonna share with you the cost of getting real estate on South Beach. Number 4, we're gonna talk about the future. And number 5, Amits Ratings. I'm gonna share with you my rating on multiple different factors, and hopefully by the end of this video, you're gonna know if South Beach is right for you or not. So this is the perfect day for me on South Beach. A little bit make-believe, but let's go with it. So it's the morning, I'm with my wife. We've driven from Pinecrest to South Beach, 0 traffic. It took us 15, 20 minutes to get here. When we exit out of our car and we park, we see LeBron James. He's like, "Hey, Bhuta." A lot of people call me by my last name. And he's like, "Let me tour with you around South Beach." And so we're taking our talents to South Beach as well. So the first thing we do is he takes us to Ocean Drive. We walk down Ocean Drive and we see all the famous places, the Versace mansion and many other things, the Clevelander, the Colony, and he's showing us everywhere. And he's so enthusiastic and he's telling us that he wants Bronny to play for the Heat. And I'm thinking, he ain't gonna make it, my friend. So we go down Ocean Drive. We're looking at all these stores, restaurants, and everything else. And you know what? Since LeBron is in shape, we're thinking, let's not exercise. He's exercised enough for all of us. So we're thinking about eating. We go to this pizza spot called La Legenda, some of the best pizza in the world. It's got numerous awards. And they even have this really cool pizza that my friend Ryan had the other day. It didn't have cheese on it or tomato sauce. It had cheese, but no tomato sauce. And he thought it was gonna suck. He asked them for their recommendation. They gave it to him. And he's like, oh man. And it's one of his favorite pizzas he's ever had. And he's a pizza connoisseur. So LeBron and us, we eat pizza there. Then we go around, we look for some gelato. We have gelato. And then we go to Loomis Park and LeBron is sharing with us his skating moves. And we're just Instagramming it on our phone. We're doing videos of it. And all of a sudden we get a ton more subscribers, viewers, whatever, followers, whatever you want to call it, in all our social media platform. The next thing we do is we go on the beach. We pretend like we're swimming, but it's more for our gram. So we do that. After that, LeBron's like, let's go to South Point. Let's go to Smith and Wollensky. So we go there for dinner. My wife is a pescatarian, so no steak for her. She gets some fish. And at the end, LeBron says, wake up, you're dreaming. So while we're walking, we take a little detour to the Lowe's Hotel. They have an amazing restaurant. So we go there, we get pancakes. LeBron, he says he ate already. I think he just wants to keep that body fat really low. So we go there. After that, we go to Lincoln Road. We check out some of the stores there. Back in the day when we first moved to Miami Beach in the 70s, we had these Indian friends and they had this store, an electronics store back then. And that's when they first started selling Sony. I never heard of Sony. And at that time, a little bit later, they started selling Gloria Vanderbilt jeans and Jordache jeans. And so it brought back a lot of memories. And it was a really fun thing to do with our perfect day. If you like this video but want to get way more information and you want to dive really deep into date spots, Instagrammable places, daycare centers, schools, everything, probably 20 plus articles, make sure to click the link in the description for much, much more information. So how's the community vibe on South Beach? Makes you actually feel pretty cool. When I was there, 55-year-old Indian average looking male felt like he was Lenny Kravitz, you know? I'm going around with my my shoulders up a bit, my head looking up. I felt like I was someone. I am someone, but I felt like I was even more than I am. I'm checking out these Art Deco buildings and feeling like the Miami Vice days, feeling a little bit cooler than I am. So the vibe is really cool in South Beach, unless you want to sleep. If you don't want to party at night and you want to sleep early, it ain't happening. So the vibe is cool, it's nice, but sometimes it gets out of hand as well. So with South Beach, people watching is a fun activity for many of us. Even though I've lived in Miami for so long, my friends and I, when we're eating, a lot of times, even if it's hot, we'll sit outside to eat just so we can check out what's going on. You see all different types of people. If they're sober, they're usually from all around the world and behaving, and you're hearing so many different languages. You gotta keep in mind, some people have saved their whole life to visit South Beach, and they're here just for a few days, and they're taking in everything they can. You're also gonna see some drunk people puking. One of the things that I don't like about South Beach is the aroma. Cannabis is everywhere. So if you're thinking about moving to South Beach and you don't like that aroma, you may not want to move to South Beach. So how exclusive is South Beach? It's sort of exclusive. There are roughly 3,500 people that live in South Beach. It's only about 2 miles from north to south. So it's not that big. So it's sort of exclusive that way. But if you want to live in South Beach, it's not that difficult. There are plenty of older homes, Art Deco type homes, homes that sort of need to be renovated completely. So it's not, the entry point to get into South Beach isn't that much. So as far as exclusivity, it's not that exclusivity, even though you may want to pretend it is if you live there. So how's the energy in South Beach? It's incredible. It's so transient. So if you know someone that lives in South Beach, in 5 years, they probably don't live in South Beach. So you're gonna see that all the time. And even though there's only like 3,500 or so people living there, the energy doesn't really come from them because a lot of them are working there, or they live in these ultra luxury high-end buildings and it's one of 5 homes that they own. The energy you feel are from the visitors. They've wanted to come here for so long and they're giving it their all while they're living here for those few days. Sometimes giving it too much, actually. So the energy is amazing. If you want to feel relaxed, it's probably not the right place to go. But if you feel hyped up to enjoy the day, it's the right place to live or to visit. So there are a lot of pros of living in South Beach. If you want the latest club, the latest restaurant, if you want to meet people from all over the world, just go to South Beach on any day and that's what you'll see. Real estate is somewhat inexpensive for the most part if you get an older home that needs a lot of work. So it's pretty good that way. You can get into a very somewhat exclusive place for not that much money compared to many other parts of the world where if you're on a cruise and someone says, "Where do you live?" and you say South Beach, they're gonna know. If you tell someone that you live in Italy or Rome or something, they're gonna know too, but it's gonna be much more expensive than South Beach. So a lot of pros there. Cons, it's very, very noisy. If you don't like the smell of cannabis, that's gonna be there too. It's very, very crowded. It's the density of people living there. If you're walking around, you're gonna see a lot of people. And also, you may get pickpocketed. Since there's so many people there, there's a chance for theft as well. Do you live in South Beach? Are you watching this video and living in South Beach or thinking about moving to South Beach? If you live in South Beach, show some pride. Comment below how long you've lived in South Beach and what you really love about South Beach. And if you're feeling adventurous, tell us the things that suck about South Beach. If you're thinking about moving to South Beach, make sure to let us know why you're thinking about moving to South Beach, and we'll let you know if that's true or not. So how good is the location of South Beach? It depends. It depends on you. It depends what you do. If you're looking to stay in that area and just live and party there and just relax there, it's good because you're not that far from the airport. You're pretty close to a lot of other places. But If you want to move out of South Beach, if your friends live a little bit further, depending on the time of the day, the traffic can suck. Even though I said the airport's not that far, it could take a long time. If you're on MacArthur Causeway and there's an accident or you're at the wrong time of the day, it'll take forever to where you need to go. If you're looking to go north from South Beach to any other place in Miami Beach, if you want to go to Sunny Isles, North Beach, Mid Beach, it could take forever because there's light after light after light and it takes forever. So the location is just okay and it can suck as well. So how's the privacy and security of South Beach? There are a lot of different gated condo developments, so you're very secure there. A lot of people have these as their second, third, or fourth homes where they don't live here that much. So having a place in one of these properties is great. You're gonna feel very secure. If you're buying an older property, it's not gonna be as secure. If you're walking and you're visiting places, you're going to a restaurant or shopping, you better make sure you're taking inventory of your wallet and other things that you have, because people are gonna bump into you, they're gonna steal your stuff. A lot of people steal phones. I don't know why, but they do. So the security is not that great. When you have a ton of people that in a very small area, there's gonna be more thefts. One of the coolest things about South Beach for me is my grandfather was a very famous architect in India. And back in the 30s and back in the day, he was creating Art Deco stuff. And we have so many old photos of stuff he created in India that's very, very similar to the Art Deco style you see on Miami Beach. So you see that Art Deco style, you're gonna see these ultra luxury, high-end luxury condos, which is really cool. So the architecture is great there. And the few areas in South Beach, which I don't know if it's considered South Beach or not, Star Island, Hibiscus Island, Palm Island, some of the most expensive real estate on just off 5th Street in South Beach, you're gonna see some amazing stuff, all different types of architectural stuff. So it's pretty cool. The quality of schools in South Beach isn't that great. If you're looking to move to South Beach for the schools, don't. So how is South Beach's resilience to weather? It's not that great. If you're living on basically an island, a beach, and a storm is coming, whether it's a hurricane or something else, you're not gonna feel so secure. If you had the option of living in Pinecrest or South Beach and a hurricane was gonna hit, I'm pretty sure you'd rather live in Pinecrest. So the weather isn't that great. The resilience to all hurricanes and other things is not great at all. Another issue with South Beach are floods. And although they're doing a lot of things to make South Beach better with floods, it still floods a lot and it's not great. So it's gonna take many, many years before they can improve that. So South Beach is broken down into a few different areas. And for lack of a better way of describing it, I'm gonna describe it this way. So you have sort of like the working class people that live there, waiters, waitresses, valet drivers, people that are working for basically like the hotel industry. They live in these Art Deco type buildings. They're older buildings, they're less expensive. Since there are no amenities or maintenance or very little, the HOA fees are pretty cheap. Then there's another area of South Beach, south of 5th, which is south of 5th Street. And you're gonna see these ultra luxury properties there. Murano Grand, Portofino, just multiple different ones. And they're gonna be extremely expensive for HOA fees because you're gonna have tons of amenities. These are some of the wealthiest people in the world living there, and they're gonna have to cater to them. And also because of hurricanes and protecting this very, very multi-billion-dollar building, they're gonna have to spend all the money in the world for hurricane insurance. So how much does it cost to move to South Beach? You're gonna be shocked. I just did a search on single family homes and condos, and there's 1,056 for sale in South Beach, in such a small area. And that should tell you one thing. It's very dense, the population. Out of these 1,056, there are only 10 homes for sale, single family homes. The rest are condos. So to make it a little bit fun, I'm gonna tell you briefly about those 10 that are for sale. And then I'll tell you about how with condos and the average price and stuff like that. Least expensive, most expensive, and average. So let's start with these single family homes. So let's take a look at the most expensive single family home for sale on South Beach. It's $8.995 million. So what do you get for that? This was built in 1938, obviously renovated. It says 10 bedrooms, 9 baths. So let's take a look at this. The lot size is 11,000 square feet, which is roughly a quarter acre. And let's see what it is. It says these are the remarks. A rare find in South Beach, unique opportunity to acquire 2 adjacent single-family homes in the heart of South Beach, licensed for short-term rentals. The houses are renovated with impact windows and doors and offered turnkey and fully finished. So let's see what you get for $9 million. These 2 homes are pretty nice. They're updated. Not $9 million, but the person that buys this is definitely an investor and it's basically a hotel you're getting. 2 hotels. Has a swimming pool. The address is 1400 West Avenue. So it's on the west side of South Beach. Okay, let's get into better information. Let's go to the condos. So out of these 1,000 plus condos, what is the least expensive one? Let's take a look. And let's try and find something with at least a decent amount of square footage. Let's say 600 square feet is good, at least 600. So if we go to 600 square feet or more, we have 673 for sale. So out of those 673, the least expensive is only $230,000. It's 1820 James Avenue, Unit 2B. So this would be, like I mentioned earlier, like the working class of South Beach, someone that probably works in the hotel and hospitality industry. So this property is a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 775 square feet. That's a big 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It is built in 1966. Let's see what the HOA fee is. It's probably very little. It's $400 a month, so not too bad. And let's see if I can figure out some more information. It's 1 bedroom plus a den plus 1 bath. So it's big, so you can almost make it a 2 bedroom. It's totally outdated. The floors are missing. It needs to be renovated for sure. But since it's only 700 square feet, you figure you can spend $50,000 to $100,000 and make it really nice. So getting a property like this and living in South Beach for $230,000, say you get it for like $215,000, you put another $80,000, under $300,000, you're living in South Beach in a nice property. So that's pretty good. So let's look at the most expensive one. The most expensive one is $39.9 million. What do you get for that? It's probably in a different building. That's the first thing. So this is 450 Alton Road. This is in a building called the Icon. Built in 2005, 7 bedrooms, 7 baths with a half bath, 9,000 square feet. And let's see what the HOA fee, because that's always interesting. HOA fee, oh my God, it's ridiculous. So it's paid quarterly every 3 months, but it's $45,502. So it's $15,000 a month HOA fee. Oh my God. Compass has the has the listing, which is always nice. Let's take a look at some of the photos. It has its own private pool. It's pretty nice. You have amazing views of the marina and just everything. It has like a 2-story, it's like a penthouse 2-story from ceiling to floor. So probably have like 18 to 20 foot ceilings or more. It's a beautiful place. Little gaudy in some parts, but definitely a beautiful place with beautiful views. And the terrace is huge, but you're paying like almost 40 million, so it better be nice. Yeah, definitely a beautiful face. So let's get an idea more of how much the average person is paying to live on South Beach. So out of these 673, let's go to maybe like 200 or 300. Let's go to like 300. Okay, so number 309, 1623 Collins Avenue. We've sold a property in there. In fact, John, who's recording us, has done a video in there, I think, I hope. We actually had a celebrity that had a property in there. Not going to share his information, but his initials are BC. Before he was really big and on all these shows with Nicole Kidman and other people, he had bought this place before he got big, and he's owned that property forever, and the building is called the Georgian. So what do you get for $575,000, the price of this property? This is 1623 Collins Avenue, number 512. So this property, you get 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's 1,088 square feet, built in 1980. The HOA, I'm pretty sure, is pretty low. No, it's gone up. The HOA fee is $1,223, so pretty high. And this property, let me see, what can I tell you about it? Like I said, built in 1980. One of the great things about this building, if I'm not mistaken, it has beach service. So if you live there, they're gonna give you umbrellas, a chair, and you can walk straight to the beach, which is amazing. It's like resort living every day. This property is outdated, probably had some updates in the 90s or late 80s, popcorn ceilings like no one likes, and it's decent. So bottom line, if you're thinking about moving to South Beach, you're gonna probably pay about $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, give or take, depending on what you're looking for. And for 1,000 square feet for $575, it's not bad. The HOA fee is sort of high, $1,200. So it's definitely affordable, so not as exclusive as some people may think. So we made this video for you. The least you could do is subscribe to us and hit that notification bell. It's only right. So what does the future have in store for South Beach? Besides more and more cannabis scent, I think a lot of people are gonna be buying properties. You're gonna see properties that are older, no matter where they are on South Beach, whether they're west, south, east, wherever on South Beach, and developers are gonna be buying the land and either building new homes there or businesses. You're gonna see that more and more happening. Another thing about South Beach, they have a lot of new construction going on. There's one project called 5 Park, if I'm not mistaken, and it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. It's as you're getting off the MacArthur Causeway, off the 5th Street Bridge to get into South Beach, you see this huge development right off Alton Road, and it's amazing. Some of the most beautiful real estate you'll see in South Beach. What else is happening in South Beach? The flooding hopefully is gonna get better. They're doing so many different things to alleviate the flooding every year, so it's gonna get better and better. It's not gonna be perfect, it's never gonna be perfect, but it's gonna get better. You're also seeing more and more of these international restaurants and shops coming to South Beach. And you're always gonna have this transient neighborhood of South Beach, people coming in and going out. So I think South Beach values are gonna go up quite a bit. It's gonna be more expensive to live in South Beach. And if you ever visit South Beach, make sure to look at your restaurant bill, because a lot of times there's some charges in there that you don't know you're being charged for. So my favorite part, Amits Ratings. So let's check out daily life and vibe. So what are my thoughts on daily life and vibe? So I'm assuming I'm the person that's moving to South Beach. I want to try and be fair with this. If I'm younger and I'm thinking about moving to South Beach, daily life is going to be a 10. The vibe is going to be great. The energy there, all the new shopping places, the stores and everything else, the proximity to the beach, so many different things to do. It's going to be a 10 out of 10. The location and prestige. Prestige is pretty high because you're in South Beach. The location isn't that great, so I'll say a 6. If you need to get off South Beach, it sucks. There's so much traffic. The prestige is great because if you tell anywhere in the world that you live in South Beach, they're gonna think you're cooler than maybe you are. Waterfront living and views. 8. South Beach has so many wonderful views, but if you live in South Beach, it doesn't mean that you're getting them. If you're walking, you're gonna get them all over the place, but it's not always around. Amenities and lifestyle. An 8. The amenities are great. So many different things to do. The lifestyle is wonderful, but things are very expensive. You can't always get into things that are, sometimes they're booked, you can't get in. So not always perfect. Privacy and security. If you're looking for privacy and you're moving to South Beach, you're stupid. Don't do it. Security is not great. Privacy isn't great. Don't do it. But if you want people to look, then it's the right place for you. So probably a 2. Privacy and security is a 2. Architectural features, 9 out of 10. It's amazing. So many Art Deco buildings, so many different ultra luxury condos and everything in between. It's really, really nice to walk around and see all these different things in South Beach. Community engagement and local interaction. Probably a 5. Not everyone is trying to be your best friend at South Beach. They're doing their own thing and they don't care if your kid did this or that. I don't think so. But if you get these small group of people that you're friends with, it's amazing. So probably a 5. Cost of living and real estate. As you saw with real estate, it's not that expensive or it's extremely expensive. So the entry to enter isn't that bad for South Beach. So it's pretty good. But the cost of living, if you're going to a restaurant, if you're going anywhere, it's very expensive and they're gonna try and jack you too with other charges. So be careful for that. So the cost of living in real estate, I'd say 6. It's pretty good to move there for real estate, but there's so many very, very expensive charges, whether you're shopping or getting something to eat, and so many hidden fees that people put in. Green space and outdoor living. It's an 8. Green space, you're not going to see that much green space, but the outdoor living is great with the beaches, the sand, and so many things to do. Climate resilience, 2. It still floods in South Beach a lot, so that's not great. It's a pain in the ass to drive. When there are floods, you'll be backed up. It's not going to be great. As far as hurricanes, you need to get out of there. It's not good. If global warming, if you believe in global warming, like some of you do, some of you don't, which is okay, it's not going to be great for the future. So that gives us a grand total of 64 points for South Beach. Going back to the top, Pinecrest is leading currently at 82 points. Coral Gables is 74. Coconut Grove is 73. Fisher Island ties South Beach at 64 points. Key Biscayne is 63, and currently at the bottom is South Miami at 60. South Beach is a wonderful place to go to, and my family and my friends and I have been going there even before it was called South Beach. But one of the things that really hurts its score is the climate resilience. During the summer when it rains a lot in South Florida, the roads get flooded a bit. I know they're working on it, but currently I can't give it a higher score than 2 because of that. So if you want to check out the 4 years of research we've done and the 20 plus articles and videos that we've done for South Beach, make sure to click on the link on the description and you'll get to know if South Beach is right for you or not.